Hey everyone, so a couple of months ago I actually sent the Bop House, yes, the Bop House, a formal request to become one of their premium content creators. And well, they responded. Wish me luck. I've been watching Sophie reign for years now. She's like my role model. If I don't get into the Bop House, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, moment of truth. I already know I'm gonna get in, so I don't even know why I'm nervous, but here goes nothing. Please, God, let me have a scene with Sophie Rain. Just one. Hey everybody, so today I wanted to talk about OnlyFans and these content creators who are basically plaguing our innocent social media sites like Instagram, TikTok, X. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take back X because that's for fucking degenerates, but also the holy grail of social media platforms, YouTube. Even that has been infected to some extent. And I know what you're about to say. Are you about to fucking tell me that 9/11 happened as well? Because, yeah, this is like something that is years old at this point. But unfortunately, it's not showing any signs of stopping. And last year, in the good old year of 2025, OnlyFans did incredibly well for itself, and it's seeming like this year as well, that's going to be the case. And unfortunately, when it comes to these OF models, it's just an overall net negative, not only for the people making the content, because it completely destroys their reputation and any future that they would have in any other avenue, but it also destroys young people as well, who unfortunately, I think a lot of the like softcore porn stuff that you see on like TikTok and Instagram is catered to. It just sexualizes their mind, and they're gonna look at women differently than they typically would if they're always consuming sexual content like this. And the same goes with young girls who would see this content and think that this is normal, and maybe when they grow up they're gonna want to become OnlyFans creators, which is just, that's really sad, you know. But for example, you go start an Instagram account, I guarantee it, within 30 minutes you're going to have OnlyFans content starting to go into your Explorer page. You're going to have Instagram models who are trying to get you to click on their spicy link. And the same goes for TikTok as well, where a lot of these OF creators are, are engaging with trends that typically young people are involved in. These OF women are like participating in and trying to get that attention from this younger audience, so they'll like boost up in the algorithm and their names will get out there. And that's why they started something like the Bop House as well, because it's very reminiscent of like things like the Phase House, where those creators obviously had a very teenage sort of audience as well. So now the Bop House is created, and it has a very teen-centric audience. Obviously they do like drama and stuff, so you'll keep the engagement going and all that stupid stuff. But I also find it very pathetic that a lot of streamers also just invite these OF women onto their streams, like I Show Speed or Aiden Ross or Miskiff or Neon. The list really does go on and on, because obviously these OF women pay these streamers a lot of money, and in return they get publicity. And that publicity is, well, I mean, obviously when you're on a stream with primarily audiences that are going to be teenagers, because I will be damned if anyone over the age of 18 with a decent IQ is actually watching Aiden Ross. So when an OF streamer goes on there, what kind of audience do they expect to hit? They're hitting that teenage audience. And is it accidental? No, I don't think it is. I think they're purposely trying to get young people to push their name out there. Adults will see it and they're like, I want to fucking subscribe to Sophie Rain or any of these other, OF people. And it's just sad, because obviously the people who are engaging with this content, buying the OF, allowing this to continue to go on, are absolute degenerates. They're nasty people. These men who are just so fucking lustful and sex-minded, they're just completely gone at this point. They're done. But it's just sad, because you see these young boys who are obviously being infected, and now they're potentially could have a porn addiction, or they could, look at women very sexually, and their whole mind is skewed because of these OF creators, and they don't give a fuck. They're just trying to make money, and then they're gonna switch to Christianity and be like, I'm cleaned of my sins. That wasn't me. I don't know. I saw someone, I think her name was Nala Ray, who switched, she was an OF content creator and switched over to Christianity. But it's like, I'm not going to give up my fucking money. You know, I'm worth millions of dollars. I'm not going to give up anything that I brought during the OF phase. Like, I'm keeping all of that, but I'm a Christian, guys. It's like, I don't believe in any of that shit. I'm sorry. And I don't know. It's just nasty thinking about even people below, like, the age of 12 probably now engaging with porn. You know, there are people who just accidentally find porn all over the internet because it is just so polluted with it. And especially on these social media sites, I mean, it just shouldn't even be allowed. I don't feel like it should. I think that we should take all the content creators on OF and all the people buying the OF subscriptions and whatnot, and we should take them and shove them on a fucking island and just call it Gooner's Island or some shit like that and just keep them there because they are a net negative to society. They have no benefits whatsoever being here. I want to talk about some of these men who are fucking buying these OnlyFans subscriptions, which I could just not imagine buying money for porn. Like, I think it's gross enough already engaging with porn, but then it's like a whole other level when you want to spend money on it. Like, just so fucking pathetic. But I remember Bad Baby, you know, the Dr. Phil girl.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
This day, like, I could not imagine firstly wanting to be like, yeah, oh boy, let me go buy some Bad Baby OnlyFans subscription. Like, it's just so sad. But like, the week she turned 18, $1 million, a fucking $1 million. Like, I always think of those blue collared workers who have like a whole family. They're, you know, that are depending on them, the wife, the kids. They're going to work, and then they check their phone, and it's like, Sophie Rain just made $5 million in a week, and it's just like, fucking kill me. Oh God. But you just don't want to end up like one of these sex fucking craved men who are absolute perverts. I think a lot of them are probably borderline pedophiles, if not pedophiles. You know, and then you have people like Bonnie Blue, and it's just some really degenerate activity from these OF models. But I do feel bad for younger boys and younger girls because obviously on the boys' side, you know, a lot of these people are going to be dealing with porn addictions. They're going to look at women very sexually. They're going to have unrealistic expectations when it comes to women because they're, you know, looking at models all day who are obviously photoshopping themselves, taking angles, lighting, and the right ways to try to make them look as attractive as they possibly can. None of this is realistic. None of it is real. But obviously to someone who has been consuming porn since the age of like, what, 11, 12, 13, you know, you're not going to know any better. You know, it could make a lot of these boys think that some of the things they're watching, you know, are normal, that women want to be sexualized in this sort of way, and that's just obviously not the case. But then also on the girl side of it, you're going to have these young girls who are like 15, 16, 17 who are looking at these OnlyFans women and thinking like, I want to be that one day. I can make a ton of money. And then they actually go do it and they're not making anything. They're at the bottom percentile. They're making like a few bucks and some change every single month. And now you've put your face and your body out there where you have destroyed potentially future avenues that you could go on. You destroyed future jobs that you potentially could have got, and your whole reputation is done. It's ruined. And now there are potentially guys out there who have your image. And that is just not a road you want to go down, obviously. I just hope that more people start looking at this content in a negative lens. Obviously, what these people are doing is a complete net negative for society. And this is not going to make society better, but tens of thousands of times worse. You know, and as well, like the male loneliness epidemic and stuff like that, like this only makes it way worse. This is only going to increase men feeling lonely because they're consuming porn. They're not going to have any drive to go out and get relationships. So they're going to feel fucking depressed. And just imagine you're 50, 60 years old and you're beating it to the newest 18-year-old OF model. And you're just this disgusting fucking freak. You know, you're waiting for someone like Bad Baby to turn 18 so you can go, oh my God, give me her fucking subscription, please. Fucking freak. You know, I would say if you were anyone consuming OF and you're relatively young, get the fuck off of it. Don't engage with it. It's gross content. It's gross to be consuming. It's not even real. Just don't want to be someone who is like consuming that sort of stuff. It's not good for you. It's gonna fuck up your mind, and it's just gross, and you'll become a gross person because of it. But yeah, that's kind of what I just had to say. Just a little rant here today about OnlyFans. Obviously, I don't like it, and hopefully it gets banned, but I don't think that's going to be happening. So unfortunately, we're still going to have to deal with these OF content creators on our social media sites and whatever, but oh well. See ya.